about Kingdom is that you're going to see a lot of teams where the difference is exactly one thing, right? Like, You're going to see a lot of. It's going to be like Boulder, where I think most players are kind of on the same page.
I think we'll still see the ball core.
Yeah,
and then I think up to 2 things might be different.
Yeah, I think
because they could go the 2 different.
Yeah,
it could be Blaziken, Steelix, Bronzon, Alolan, Marowak.
The courts seem to have a couple flex spots, and last time around, a lot of those flex spots went to Steelix. They were like, cool, I'll just bring Bastiodon and Steelix. Like, it'll give you a second. Bronzong was always on the fringe of being really good. And I think that the updated moveset to Bronzong is going to push it. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the players who sort of looked into and decided to bring Bronzong maybe really happy with that choice.
Of the ball core, what mon actually definitively beats Bronzong?
Steelix.
Oh, of the ball core. Like Lapras?
Even Lapras is hard.
Pretty.
We saw Kingdom devolve into a lot of Lapras, Lucario, Altaria games where you were trying to, either sack swap or bait. And Bronzong before already had what I'd call dubious wins against all 3 of those Pokemon. Now it picks up stronger wins against the fighters because Psyshock is a significantly better move than what it had, and it still does well with Heavy Slam. The question is, will players opt to go Psyshock Heavy Slam, or will they bring Bulldoze?
I think Psyshock Bulldoze is the right moveset.
The problem, I think, is if you drop...
What do you lose if you drop Heavy Slam?
You might lose Lapras.
Isn't Heavy Slam neutral still? What's better?
It's neutral, that's true.
What's a better move? I thought Psyshock was a better move than Heavy Slam.
It definitely is. I haven't simmed it much, so I don't actually know.
I think
this is why I'm not the commentator. Because I didn't put my prep in.
Bulldoze helps you win the mirror. Helps you nuke Lucario if you need to, and helps you beat Bastiodon.
I think Bulldoze is just better because there's so much steel in this cup, right? It gives you some wins. So I'm gonna turn my mic over to Twastell.
If anything, Flash Cannon might be more of a play than
Flash Cannon. Then definitely nuke some stuff. Yeah,
Heavy Slam, because you could potentially nuke something like nuke a Lapras. But
let's slide you in.
I made some changes to the main scene, so I just want to make sure that the main scene is
working.
I'm sure you want to switch over to it.
Which one, the camp?
Yeah. Okay, right. So I need to just turn some stuff back on because we didn't have all of those things up.
So I was actually talking to Polymers Up about Bronzong movesets in Kingdom. And so I agree that, Bulldoze is for like the mirror, and for like Bastiodon, if things were a Provo Pass, it helps against Steelix a little bit. But the one advantage, there is some merit to running the old Heavy Slam Flash Cannon moveset.
Okay, what's the merit?
Because one of the main appeals to me of Bronzong the first time around is that the Lapras, Altaria, Lucario core was popular, and Bronzong matched up well against those. And you need, I think, Heavy Slam for, I want to say, the one-shield matchups with Lapras and Altaria. And Flash Cannon, I think, helps with your zero-shield Lapras and Altaria matchups.
Well, why can't you run Psyshock instead of Heavy? Aren't they both neutral?
They're both neutral. I think...
Because I thought Psyshock was a better move, and
I think it generally is, but I just remember there being a caveat with those. I think that Lapras matchup is maybe not as good. And it looks like they're starting to lock in teams though.
Yeah. I could see Psyshock Flash Cannon, but I can't see running. At least the steel doesn't really give you any favors because they're both stab. Psyshock's a better move. I think they're both the same amount of energy. Oh no, Heavy Slam's actually 5 more energy.
We're locked in here.
Okay, Sigmund versus Ice. Let's take a look.
We got Bronzong versus Steelix in the lead.
Oh man, both coming non-ball core.
So it's pretty favorable for Steelix because it has those crunches.
Yeah.
Ice is running Psyshock Bulldoze, it looks like. So he's not totally toothless against Steelix.
Yeah.
But this is not a good spot for him to be in because, good timing on the switch to Lucario. But if Shun Montoya can deal with this Lucario,
Which he can't.
He's going to have a very Ice is going to have a very big Steelix problem, since Steelix beats Bastiodon and Bronzong.
What, do you shield?
I feel like you have to. Blast Burn hits so hard.
Okay.
Interesting choice that Shogun Toya is running Focus Blast here, it looks like, rather than the cheaper Blaze Kick or
He's
Brave Bird.
trying to shield bait. I guess.
Yeah, I think he has to shield bait. Is really his only comeback mechanic here. But with 2 shields, he's still in a pretty bad spot.
Okay, gets shield. And now he's gonna run Bulldoze.
Which is going to hit pretty hard, but I don't think it's going to KO. Which it doesn't.
Do you shield?
Because
he could double crunch.
it looked like he was trying to swap to Bastiodon, which is an interesting choice.
This Bastiodon's gonna be able to farm, but let's see if was he running double fighters?
Might have been.
Nope. Oh. Well, okay. This is a pretty much a wrap.
Yeah, because Bastiodon just walls Altaria so hard, resisting the Dragon Breath, double resisting the Sky Attack, and resisting the Dragon Pulse.
What do you do here?
I think you just smack down.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the last Mon, right?
Well, there's still Steelix in the back, but Steelix is almost no health, and you're only really worried about Steelix hitting the Earthquake, because even a crunch,
Bastiodon's pretty tanky.
Yeah, it's not going to do a lot of damage. If it was down deep into the red, then yeah, you would be worried about it. But I think, do you hit both charge moves and then just burn a shield?
Yeah, I think you have to. Because the problem is Steelix is double resisting Stone Edge, so it's not going to be doing that much damage.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you just try to farm it down with, but it's kind of too risky.
Especially because he's close enough to that second flamethrower that was a good play.
Yeah.
So yeah, well played.
Oh, he lands Earthquake.
Wow, I thought that was over.
Okay, let's. Wow. Okay, Jesus. Wow, that was a. Let's fix this. This one's way ahead, right?
Yeah.
Oh, nope. Okay, maybe I shouldn't play around with this.
There's a delay on the screen?
Yeah, there's a really big delay.
Sorry, yeah. Let me fix that. Sorry about that.
Properties or filters?
Yeah, so you go with filters. Because we took this down to 0 for one. It was live. I completely forgot. Just set it back to 6,000. Should be good.
Perfect. Wow. Okay. I'm surprised by that matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very surprising.
Yeah, because that was really back and forth. Because I thought Shogun Montoya had it in the bag because he had Steelix against Bronzong and Bastiodon, and then it looked like it flipped back because Ice got the bait and then landed the Bulldoze.
Yeah.
And then.
Well, switching out to Altaria ended up being the right choice, right?
Yeah. Looks like we're going here. So, pretty favorable matchup here for Shogun Montoya, leading the Altaria against the Blaziken. So it's probably going to warrant a pretty quick swap here, which it does. He goes for the mirror.
And I guess he just wants to chip away or burn a shield.
Yeah, I think he wants to burn a shield, and then he's probably going to swap to the Steelix now, which I think was a good play to burn that shield and take some health down. And now he's kind of just chunking down his Altaria with Dragon Tails.
And I think he just wants to try to self-piggyback with this double sky attack.
Yeah, Steelix is able to tank that fairly well, but not as well as some of the other steel tanks, because it's not quite as tanky as a Bastiodon or even a Prep.
No double resist.
Well, yeah, that too, but it also just isn't quite as tanky either. So wow, Shogun Montoya is really farming that energy there. A little risky, but he's probably wanting to bank some energy because he was expecting the no shield here, and he's at least able to get a crunch off.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to get farmed down by whatever came next by fainting down the Altaria too early.
Right. And that was a tough choice for Ice there because he was so close to an earthquake that if he wasn't counting perfectly, he might have not known which move that was.
This is a tough, really tough choice. And he's switching
Wow,
to
and
Altaria.
yeah, and now he's gonna be forced to burn a shield, but he does have 2, and now he can just counter swap to that Altaria and kind of run away with the match from here. Because the Blaziken's not going to be doing much to Altaria, and the Lucario is almost dead.
Yeah.
At this point, he can just faint down with Dragon Breath.
Yeah, this match is pretty much over.
Because he still has the Blaziken in the back, so even if he let that Altaria go, he'd still have the Blaziken to just faint down the counters.
Yeah.
So that was really well executed by Shugmatoya.
Yeah, no, Billy played it well. GG was able to take advantage of the lead.
Seems good.
Yeah, things upgrade. It's like only probably like a quarter of a second off, so
That's great.
all right.
Brian,
Can
can you put the bracket?
That's the thing with Kingdom, right? Like it's sometimes tough to come back from a bad lead.
Yeah, it can be pretty lead dependent.
But there are certainly ways and team compositions where you can take advantage of it. But with certain team compositions, it's really tough.
Yeah, I mean, one that I liked in the original Kingdom was safe switching to Bronzong.
Mhm.
But the problem is, if the opponent's running a Steelix or an Alolan Marowak, then that gets shut down pretty hard.
Yeah.
And then you can't rely on that. And so I found myself kind of really sporadic in how I did in Kingdom, just depending on if they didn't have one of those hard Bronzong counters, I did quite well. And if they did, then I kind of struggled because I didn't really know how to play from it.
Yeah. Well, I think Bronzong's even better now with its current moveset. Still struggles against Steelix.
But at least has that Bulldoze like we saw, right?
Yeah.
If it didn't have Bulldoze, that first match would have been a lot different.
Yeah, absolutely. Can we see the teams, the rest of the teams?
Yep. You see all the teams?
Yeah, let's take a look through because we didn't really get to tackle that yet. I'm curious what everyone's running. Because, I mean, Kingdom is a lot of that bulk word, the Bastiodon, Altaria, Lapras, and Lucario.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of variation besides that with Steelix, Bronzong, Blaziken, Alolan Marowak, Charizard, maybe the occasional Dragonair.
Yeah. Expect the teams to be fairly similar.
Wow, there's an Abomasnow here. That's interesting.
Yeah.
What moveset do you think makes sense on Abomasnow?
I'm trying to think. What's he trying to beat with Abomasnow? Is he running Powder Snow for Altaria? Or is it Razor Leaf for Lapras? I feel like it's got to be Powder Snow.
It's extremely one-dimensional. What else do you beat with Abomasnow? Besides, if you're running Powder Snow, you beat. I'm not even sure if you beat. Do you beat?
I think you probably beat Lapras. Actually, I guess it depends what Lapras is running.
Well, I think if you're running Razor Leaf, you beat Lapras.
Right.
Almost for sure.
And then.
But if you're running Powders, that's one-dimensional. What else do you beat with Razor Leaf then?
I don't really know. Maybe. Does it beat Steelix? Maybe. I've honestly never seen Abomasnow in Kingdom because I just don't feel like it beats enough. Because it's Ice type, right? So it's going to be weak to Smackdown from Bastiodon.
Yeah.
It's going to be weak to Counter from Blaziken and Lucario. It's going to be weak to. It's double weak to Fire Spin from Charizard. I just feel like it's not. I mean, I'd be excited to be surprised by this Abomasnow, but I just don't really understand what it's here to beat.
Yeah, I am.
It just seems like a liability to bring in your 3.
I think there's a lot of other better choices to bring. Yeah, it's one-dimensional either way, whether it's running Powder Snow or Razor Leaf. But maybe you're aware of certain team compositions and you're just locking into that.
Yeah, I guess.
Final spot.
And then Wild Susan Boyle's using Dragonair, which is interesting. Dragonair is a little bit of a less meta pick, but it's got that strong Dragon Breath, and then it can spam those Aqua Tails.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely a decent generalist pick. It doesn't absolutely get destroyed by any Pokemon.
But interesting with Wild Susan Bo's team is he's not running. Lucario's is only Steel type. He doesn't have any Steel tanks. There's no Bastiodon. There's no Steelix. There's no Bronzong.
Do you think he's? Yeah, it's actually interesting.
I bet you he's running Ice Shard Lapras to deal with the Altaria, to make it a hard Altaria counter, and then he's using his Dragonair as like a pseudo Lapras pick.
Yeah.
Because Dragonair actually functions fairly similar to Water Gun Lapras in terms of its matchup.
Yeah.
So I think he's probably spec'd his Lapras to be Ice Shard to fill that anti-Altaria role that like a Steelix or Bastion or Bronzong would do, and then the Dragonair is his replacement Lapras.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And then it looks like Rumberto is running that Ball Core plus Steelix and Alolan Marowak, which I know is a team very popular in the original Kingdom. I believe like Masticore and a few other top Argentinian players ran it, and then it kind of caught on, and a lot of people started running it.
Yeah, no, I ran it in some of my later Kingdom Cup tournaments.
Yeah, it's interesting because it gives you that flexibility of being able to run Bastiodon or Steelix as your anti-like Altaria pick, and you can kind of spec it based on the opponent's team, which one matches up better. Because like Bastion, gets the Charizard matchup. But then, Steelix gets the Bastiodon matchup.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's some trade-offs there.
Yeah.
Gotham's team is definitely interesting with that Abomasnow. And then he's running Charizard as his other anti-Lucario pick. ScandalousPanda is running the Ball Core with Bronzong and Alolan Marowak.
Which I find interesting. Like. That's actually probably the team I would run.
I think Alolan Marowak is in a decent spot this time because Blaziken has better moves and is probably going to be run more. And Bronzong has better moves and is probably going to be run more.
Yeah.
And Alolan Marowak beats both of those plus Lucario.
Yeah.
So it's kind of in an interesting spot.
Probably struggle. Alolan Marowak probably struggle. Alolan Marowak and Bronzong probably struggle against Steelix.
Yeah. So that team is kind of weak to Steelix because Steelix is going to beat both of those and wall the Bastiodon pretty much.
Yeah.
And then Steelix also can beat Altaria. So ScandalousPanda is going to be kind of relying on that Lapras Lucario core to deal with Steelix.
Yeah. But I really like Bronzong. Even more so. I was probably a little too hesitant to run Bronzong in the first Kingdom Cup just because of it was a good generalist, but had too many iffy matchups, right? But I like it now because it shores up a lot of matchups that I didn't have before.
Interesting. I didn't realize Ice's team he has triple Steel in there. No Lapras.
No Lapras is just interesting.
But yeah, it's interesting. So it looks like he's got Bronzong, which can tie Lucario depending on if it gets that confusion breakpoint.
Yeah.
And then he's got the Mirror, Altaria, and Blaziken. So he's got pretty good Lucario coverage in spite of running triple Steel. But no Lapras. I think he's the only person here not running Lapras.
Yeah, these players always come with something a little bit unpredictable, even in cups where you find lineups are typically more predictable.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a good mix here of Steelix versus Bronzong picks, and a pretty decent balance of Blaziken versus Alolan Marowak as well. So yeah, those are probably two of the bigger choices to make in team building, because a lot of people will stick with that Ball Core, and then they'll pick either Steelix or Bronzong in one spot, and then Alolan Marowak or Blaziken, or maybe even Charizard in the other spot.
Yeah.
So which of the fire types do you find yourself preferring?
I prefer Alolan Marowak.
Okay.
I ran Charizard early on just because I really like that hard-hitting
Blast Burn,
or Blast Burn, even on Fire Spin on Lucario. So for people that weren't used to switching, and you at least do a decent amount of damage, and then you draw out their Altaria, then you farm down their Altaria later on. or potentially if you even get a shield against Altaria, and then you just farm it down, then you can potentially hit a flamethrower against Lucario. And if you have enough health, you can hit a second flamethrower and KO.
You mean Blast Burn?
Oh, I know. I mean like
We should
say so. With Bastion. So you switch in.
Yeah.
This is one of my early strats. Like switch in Charizard on a Lucario. They bring in Altaria. You try to bait the shield. You try to get a shield with Dragon Claw. They feint you down. And if you do get a shield, or they don't switch in fast enough, then you just farm down with Bastion afterwards.
Right.
And then
what if they swap to Bastion against your Charizard?
Oh, which they could. They could. But then you conceivably have Lucario in the back and farm.
True.
So, but I end up preferring Alolan Marowak. I prefer the ability to load up a lot of charge moves really quickly.
There's a lot of shield baiting involved with Alolan Marowak.
Yeah, for sure.
I ran Alolan Marowak the first time around. I like that it beat both Blaziken and Charizard.
Mm-hmm.
And then picked up that Bronzong matchup. But there's definitely some times that I wish I run Blaziken instead. Having that double fighters is kind of nice, because you can be like a little more liberal and like, if your Lucario goes down or your Blaziken goes down, you still have another counter user in the back in case they have like a Bastiodon.
Yeah.
So you can be, a little more risky with those picks.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know.
Which of these team comps, if you were competing today, if you had to pick one of these 8 teams, which one would you personally run?
Oh, I would personally run I'd probably run Scandalous Panda's team. I really like Bronzong and Alolan Marowak.
Right, and it looks like it's the same team as Hang PJ's actually.
Okay, yeah.
Same, yeah.
I also like...
Yeah, that's the team that I ran in the original Kingdom Cup, but it does have a little bit of a stealing spot.
Yeah.
And you also like...
I also like Philly Eve's team. I also like the novelty of running double fighter.
Yeah, that's what I was
strategy,
talking about.
right?
Like I went
If you
with
catch-
Marowak,
yeah.
but yeah, running that Blaziken can be pretty nice. And yeah, you can run some like sack swap strategies too. Like I know Blandon from Elite for TV had a good Kingdom sack swap where you can I don't remember the whole details, but you ran Blaziken in the lead, and if you didn't catch Lucario, you'd swap to your Lapras to lure out their Lucario.
Yeah.
Get a shield with a Surf. It goes down, and then you can KO with Blaziken, and you have a Bastion on your back.
Yeah.
If the other team only has Lucario in
Yeah, you're sweet. I know Blandon from Elite 4 TV is always looking for get rid of their counter and then sweep with one Pokemon. And
yeah, he loves those sack strategies.
But Bastion is certainly a Pokemon that can sweep if there's no counters in the back.
Yeah, and I'm pretty excited because I don't know if everyone's heard, but Elite 4 TV recently merged with Go Stadium.
Yeah.
So it's going to be cool to have, combine some of the resources and battlers available through Go Stadium, and use their footage and some of their commentary with Blandon's great video editing skills and production skills to put out some quality YouTube.
For sure. One of my most actually his intro for his final video on Elite 4 TV was one of my favorites, where he was hyping up House Dark, and he was taking video clips of people talking about House Dark. That was one of my favorites. Okay, so we have Philly E versus Wild Susan Boyle. This is the case when you don't have Bastion. That double fighter strategy is potentially not as well.
Yeah.
And I know there's Toshi from Buffalo, one of the competitors in the Philadelphia tournament, used a double dragon strategy, usually utilizing Dragonair and Altaria. I'm not sure exactly how to do it. I just.
Should we switch the screen?
Yeah. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
You want to talk about the teams for?
No. I think
they're
we're
ready. We can go.
If you guys are ready, go for it. Cool.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if Wild Season Boil is running that Ice Shard Lapras like I was predicting, to kind of supplement that place of a Bastion.
Yeah. But it is a lot to give up when you have that hard counter. It's so satisfying when you switch in a Bastion when they switched in Altaria.
Yeah, and you can just farm it so hard. Yeah. And the Altaria is just hopeless.
Yeah.
Oh wow, and Wild Season Boil is running a shiny 1500 CP Blaziken. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. What moveset would you prefer on Blaziken?
I think probably Blaze Kick Blast Burn, because Blaze Kick gives you that lower energy, it lets you bait and maybe get a little extra damage, and then Blast Burn hits so hard.
Yeah.
For the most part, I don't think that you really need Focus Blast. Initially, I was saying maybe Blast Burn and Brave Bird, or Blaze Kick and Brave Bird, because I was thinking that Brave Bird would give you better damage against like Altaria and Alolan Marowak.
I think Blast Burst actually does more damage than Brave Bird.
Yeah, but someone on Ghost Skating was pointing out that I think the damage is like so close for those two specific matchups that it's not running it when it's not giving you that much of a benefit. And Blast Burn is so much better in everything else.
Yeah, for sure. Man, when you land a Blast Burn on a Lapras, it just does so much damage, and they
well, even a Blast Burn against like a Bastion, like obviously you're mostly killing a counter, but like if you had to land a Blast Burn, it's still going to be a hard neutral hit
for sure, rather than a Brave Bird.
Yeah, which is double resisted. You got a Carnivine Flex here, it looks like, from the recommended.
Yeah. So it looks like we have Wild Season Boil to the right, and then Philly on the left. Quartz put it right. Like it is, Kingdom Cup is definitely one of the most restricted metas, but we're at least seeing some diversity in the teams, which I like.
And I wonder. I think Dragonair can work as a pretty decent safe swap here. Actually.
Yeah, I agree.
So it'll be interesting to see if he uses it, and if so, if that's how he uses it.
So
but here it looks like he might not even be running the Dragonair or the Lapras to start it.
So so he's locking in
Altaria lead with Alolan Marowak and Lucario in the back. And if this is the team that gets locked in, I'm assuming. Oh yeah, it says the Lapras is Water Gun, which maybe not. It's Kingdom KG, never mind. But yeah, I mean Lapras is favored against Altaria, but it's not that clean of a match because Water Gun's resisted.
Yeah.
So you really, it's not like what we saw in Tempest where you just chunk it down with Ice Shard.
Yeah.
It's resisted Water Gun while you're taking neutral Dragon Breath, so you really have to land an Ice Beam to do well in that matchup. But it looks like we are going to have an Altaria mirror here, which will be interesting to see if any of them try to switch or if it literally goes down to charge move priority.
Or let's see who has the better IV one. Right? Because I think if they know shield, it actually comes, and they're assuming one to...
right. Or if it comes down to who hits their bubbles better.
Yeah.
No curtsing.
Exactly.
So right now it's going to come down to charge move priority. Unless we see a double shield, but I'm not sure that's that great of a play. Oh wow, he does double shield. I guess he really wants that switch advantage.
Which might pay off.
Oh, they both double shield.
They're both saying like, who has the better IV Altaria? Let's see. This is going to be...
Oh man. That's painful to be the one using the shield second and still lose that league. Because I think they both really wanted that switch advantage, given how kind of Kingdom is very like a lot of like hard counters.
Yeah, well, he's gonna land this. He's
gonna land that dynamic punch.
Or power punch.
Power up punch. Lapras is gonna get that surf off.
Let's see if they switch out, because if he switches out to Bronzong, he has a hard counter in Alolan Marowak.
Right.
But it looks like he's just gonna like get fainted down, and then as soon as he sees the Bronzong, he's gonna switch out, and he's gonna land this. Survive this bulldoze. I think it beats it. Oh, does it survive this?
There's no way it survives the Shadow Ball.
No.
But I'm not sure how much damage the bulldoze does.
I'm pretty sure it would KO. I can't imagine it wouldn't KO. Alolan Marowak.
Alolan Marowak has some bulk to it though, so I'm not totally sure.
Yeah, it's 60 energy move though, right?
That's true. But yeah, that was, like you said, that came down to IVs.
And then whoever got the switch advantage won.
Yeah, because
Right.
I just wonder though if Philly Ev had saved his shield, if maybe he could have.
No, Bulldoze only does 64 damage. So just over half.
Alright, but he was getting some solid damage from Confusion.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it would have been close.
It would have been close. But I think he was still in the green, but I don't know how much further
Right.
ahead in the green.
Yeah, I'm just wondering though if Philly Ev had saved his shield there, and given up switch advantage, if he could have won that with, he wouldn't have, because he ended up having even or no shields left for both of them, but not having switch advantage.
Yeah, for sure.
If he would have kept the shield,
he could have shielded it with Lapras and then faded down,
or saved the shield for Bronzong even.
Yeah, both viable.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting if they get into another Altaria mirror, if they play that differently now that they know how that plays out, right? Because there's no way to know how your IVs are going to stack up against theirs unless you've played them before.
I'm going to adjust the filter a little bit on the timer, because I think it's like... Nope, I really don't know how to do this for some reason. I made it so easy. This is why Skip Logic is the pro. 5700 maybe?
Sure.
Don't tell Skip that we're doing this. So how do you think they adjust their strategies?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like Philly Ev, I don't know if he's going to necessarily rethink it that much, because like he could have won that match. It was literally just switch advantage, IVs and switch advantage.
Yeah, and he in theory has CMP.
Oh wow! But if they lock in the teams that they have right now, he's going to be leading Bastiodon into Lucario.
Yeah, which is not good. But if he switches to Lapras, which is, well, I don't know if he switches to Lapras. Actually, no, definitely not. He switches to.
He has to talk to Altaria, I guess.
Oh, we're almost there. That's like...
And then, interesting that Wild Susan Boyle opts to stay in this match. I guess he's just wants to chunk down some damage before he brings in his own Altaria.
Yeah. I think it's definitely the play. The thing is, does Philly Eve Dragon Pulse? Because I don't imagine... Oh, okay, you do shield. I was going to say you don't shield, because you know that they have the Bastiodon.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right?
But you don't want to completely give up your Altaria, because then you just lost switch advantage. I don't think Philly Ev is going to shield this.
Yeah,
because you just want to bring that Bastiodon in. Because you really want to at least get to a flamethrower to try to threaten that Lucario.
Yeah.
Luckily, he does have shield advantage here, and he is going to be able to farm up quite a bit of energy. But actually, Wild Susan Boyle's
his team coming back.
Oh no, but his switch timer is almost up.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if he just stays in this, or if he opts to make a switch as soon as he can.
He has to shield this, but then a boosted Lucario
is going to cause some problems.
Yeah. But this Lapras come in. Oh, he switches out to Alolan Marowak, which I'm not sure is the right move.
I think you got to stay in that matchup.
Yeah, you got to stay in.
Because this is a matchup that favors Lapras. And if Lapras is able to farm up a little energy,
which is exactly what it's going to do with no shields, he needed to stay in that matchup and then have Alolan Marowak go into.
and he's going for that Shadow Ball. Is that going to KO? I guess he might as well shield, right? There's no reason not to shield
and then
at this point.
the Surf, no shield left, so he's going to hit that Surf.
Well, he can just take it down with Water Gun at this point, and then he basically has a Surf ready to go for the Lucario.
And the Lucario is not the tankiest Pokemon.
Yeah,
He
the
needs to
Surf is
stay.
going to hit hard.
He needed to stay in that matchup.
Yeah, I think Wild Susan Boyle's thought process was that he wanted to save Lucario for the Bastiodon, but yeah, switching out is what ended up hurting him because Lucario
The thing is, Lucario will beat Lapras to, well, at least burn one shield.
Right,
Right?
but Lapras did have 2 shields
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Um,
It was a tough team. Like Lapras was going to be pretty good, especially with shields down.
yeah, so that was, I think, a good shield usage by Filiev there.
Yeah.
Able to burn some early shields, and then because he burned a shield in the Altaria mirror.
But that's what happens when you don't have an Altaria hard counter,
Right.
right?
Do you think that was maybe a turning point in the match when Wild Susan Boyle shielded the Sky Attack?
Well, I think perhaps not using the perhaps using the power up punch on Altaria instead of auto switching against Altaria was perhaps a turning point in the match. Because then he could have, I don't know, when he switched that late.
Right. Alright, so this is game 3 now, right?
Yes, game 3.
So it'll be interesting to see if Wild Susan Boyle adjusts to the fact, because Filiev didn't have the Bastion in game 1, but adjusted game 2. And
Safe swap Altaria, right? What is we? Even if it comes Lapras, it's still safe swap.
Yeah.
If Wild Susan Boyle
Right, and
switches-
he's probably nervous to bring the Lapras because... it is Ice Shard, Ice Beam Lapras.
Yeah.
Okay, because... it is Ice Shard. So, that's the problem, is his Lapras is going to lose the mirror.
Yeah.
Which makes it a little less appealing, right? So, and also his Lapras does even worse against Lucario because Ice Shard is resisted as opposed to kind of chipping away with Water Gun. So it definitely, he spec'd his Lapras into like a hard Altaria counter, but it makes it a little harder to use against some of the other monsters.
For sure. Altaria is too safe of a switch on Philly's side.
Well, so it looks like Filiev is looking to run that same team comp, right?
Mhm.
With the Bastion on lead and Lucario, or the Altaria and Lapras in the back. So yeah, he locked in the same team comp. Wild Susan Boyle is opting to run the double fighter to deal with that Bastiodon, but the problem is he just led Altaria into a Bastiodon, which means he loses switch advantage. And so now the Lucario comes out, but Filiev is, I'm expecting to switch quite quickly here, to the into his Altaria.
To see if he can draw a shield. Probably not. Yeah, no shield.
Yeah, you never want to shield that first move because even the Shadow Ball unboosted isn't going to do enough damage.
Yeah.
So as long as you just always shield that second move, you're going to win the one shield matchup here. And yeah, he went for the immediate power punch, so Filiev knows that it can't be a Shadow Ball and is able to just let that go through.
He puts up the shield. He's going to land the third power-up punch, which I imagine Filiev has to shield.
Yeah, because Lucario gives him such a problem in the back that he really just needs to take out this Lucario. Especially if he can get switch advantage here. He can either lock in the Bronzong against the Blaziken, or lock in the Bastiodon.
Well, he's running Lapras Bastiodon
Oh, right.
in the back, and he's able to play it out, right? But the thing is, he has to. Well, it might still be okay. Wild Susan Boyle might find a way, because now this is
Now
going
he brings Altaria out.
Yeah, this plays into like Oh, he switched to Blaziken. Oh, this is
that
bad.
switch just killed him.
That's so bad.
Yeah, that was a risky switch.
You have to shield, and then you land the Blast Burn on the... Well, Wild Susan Boyle played that matchup nearly perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he had to do. But I'm just not sure that switching on Philly Ev's point was the way to go.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I think he should have left the Lapras in against Altaria. That's not a bad matchup for Lapras.
But even if he wins that...
It depends on his health is like.
Yeah,
if he has a surf ready to go or something.
Well, he would have to shield.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I think... did Philly Ev let a dynamic punch go through on his Altaria?
No. He... Wild Susan Boyle must have known playing out that matchup. If he just keeps powering up punching and one shields because of how much energy he generated, he can KO the Altaria even shields. And then have a power up punch ready for whatever comes in.
Yeah,
forcing the last shield.
Right.
That instead of like going up and baiting up to Shadow Ball, just play this straight power up punch.
Yeah, that was really well done because that was the turning point, right? Because Philly have lost switch advantage and had 2 mons weak to Lucario in the back.
Yeah, and
right. He really needed to take out the Lucario and secure switch advantage.
I think he was too slow on the switch with Tabasco. If he was faster on the switch to Altaria, and then because the amount of energy Lucario is generating off of Bastion that's doing Smackdown, which is double resisted because of the fighting and steel typing, and the amount of energy it's generating, it's gonna actually end up winning the matchup. So just straight power up punching and then countering down the Altaria.
I'd never considered that strategy before, but yeah, I guess with I don't think it works like even energy, but with that energy advantage he had, I think that was the way to go.
Yeah, that was the way to go. Good job, man. That was a tough matchup to try to win in the back. So we're going Wild Susan Boyle versus Scandalous Panda. We'll see if Scandalous Panda can pull off his first win or whether Wild.
C9 Gundam has had a bit of a tailspin here after doing so well.
Man, they made that pizza it's got a little lethargic, but I'm sure it'll bounce back. Okay. So we're getting next two people wired up?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
There's no way for you to know.
So,
I think so too.
it was but yeah, that was that's what happens when you scrim a lot, right? You
learn all those little nuanced situations.
Because how many people would have shielded Lucario at that stage, or not go for the potential bait and just keep power punching?
Yeah, because I probably would have gone for the bait. Yeah, and this matchup is going to be pretty big for the overall Showdown leaderboards, because if Wild Susan Boyle can win, that's another tournament sweep that he has to add a lot of points to his score. But if ScandalousPanda wins, I think that'll kind of catapult him back into contention.
So let's look at these matchups.
You have the teams up there?
Yeah.
I would expect... Brian, can you close the door? So I would expect maybe ScandalousPanda to use that Altaria safe switch here that we saw in the last one. Because it's just such a safe swap. Like, I mean, the best things that Wild Susan Boyle has to counter would be the Lapras or a mirror match, basically.
So we also saw like you switch too late, Lucario power punch is gonna run away with things. So
I really want to see that Dragonair though.
Yeah, I think
I'm curious if he used it in round 1 or if it's just there for the bench pressure.
But what is it really bench pressure? Like a lone Marowak, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, because and on Dragonair, what moveset do you run? So you obviously run Aqua Tail and Dragon Breath. What do you?
It's like
Wrap
or Dragon Pulse?
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Personally, when I ran it in my kingdom, I ran Dragon Pulse.
Okay.
Just to nuke
Altaria
or nuke a Lapras or nuke something that was...
that might be better.
But a lot of people like Wrap too, just because it's cheaper.
Yeah,
it hits a lot of... Well, besides the Steel Pokemon. It's yeah, let's do it. Okay.
You guys can play whenever.
Okay, alright. Or return. I don't think we. I don't think we saw it as a purified one, but return. I think return is an
Or maybe
upgrade.
he just has frustration.
Yeah. No. I would. I want to see someone win a tournament. All shadow Pokemon.
I know you said that.
Yeah.
I want
Just because you have.
I want to see a shiny Shadow Dragonair.
Yeah.
Man, that'd be a lot of dust too.
Oh, so much dust.
To like power it up and double move it.
So much dust. Yeah, so much.
I don't see how Scandalous Panda wouldn't run Altaria, and yeah, it looks like he's putting it into his lineup now.
He has a pretty good Altaria. 115, 10. That's...
Oh wow. It's interesting though because sometimes an attack weighted Altaria is actually better.
Yeah.
Because if you can hit a Dragon Breath
Breakpoint, yeah, that's true.
because Dragon Breath is it's a one-turn move, right?
Yeah.
So getting
It
extra
does
damage
a lot.
every Dragon Breath adds up.
Absolutely.
And especially in Kingdom, if you can hit a breakpoint against their Lapras, you can actually like flip that matchup.
I agree.
Because Lapras is just hitting you with those water guns, and if you're doing more Dragon Breath damage, you can potentially like feint them down before they get to their ice.
See how these guys decide to play it out.
Okay, so it looks like Scandalous Panda is thinking about I think there's Lucario, Altaria, and what's the third?
Low Marowak, yeah.
So running 2 counters to those fighting types. Right, because Alolan Marowak and Altaria both beat Lucario and Blaziken.
So I think we're gonna see the safe swap because Scandalous Panda is leading Lucario into Altaria, which is like not necessarily the worst matchup, but still not a positive matchup. So he's gonna safe switch into. Oh, okay, now we're for some reason really delayed. But we can fix that afterwards.
Yeah, so we have a Altaria mirror here. It'll be interesting to see if we get a double shield. Like we did in that last game.
Are they mirroring in the back now?
No, because I think isn't there a Blaziken in the back for that season
okay,
versus a Alolan Marowak?
So,
But the interesting thing is that Wild Susan Bola hasn't switched yet, so he could potentially do like a last minute switch to try to KO with something else and preserve his Altaria if he wants.
yeah. So Scandalous Panda decides to let it go and is doing basically that.
Yeah, he just feints down with counters. So now he has a full dynamic punch ready to go.
Thing is here, like, do you?
That's so tough from a Alolan Marowak standpoint because like if you don't shield the Shadow Ball, you're toast. But if you shield the Power Up Punch, then that's not that great early.
Just gonna let it go. Man, this is a tough back end for Wild Susan Boyle though.
You are right. They were mirrored in the back. For some reason, I thought Susan Boyle was running a Blaziken.
Interesting going Bone Club,
I mean, it is super effective.
but it's not gonna be enough to KO,
Right.
right? And you're gonna have to go double Bone Club. Like, well, he's just gonna load up a ton of energy at this point in time
And I think you're
and
just gonna
count
have
it
to-
correctly.
Yeah, real good counting.
And man, would you? And it's like one.
I think that was the play because he could Bone Club, farm some energy,
Yeah.
and then Bone Club again to KO. And then he basically had the Shadow Ball ready for the Alolan Marowak in the back.
This one's too far behind now. On the right.
Oh yeah, I think it might be. One second, I just want to pull up the teams real quick.
That was a tough team comp in the back, and then letting the. But not at that safe switch. Altaria is so hard to deal with. Okay. I don't know if this is the right. So if he's too far behind, we should less of a delay.
Let's hope. Or you just made it worse.
Or I just made it worse. We'll find out.
King trying to be a rocket scientist
No.
here.
Okay, well, let's see on the scan.
No, it's
Call.
definitely that's too late now.
Oh, well, it's hard to tell because we'll see when they start battling. Okay, we may have played around the filter and ruined things, so we'll need your feedback after they lock in.
Tell you about the time on the timing on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll find out in a moment.
Yeah, we'll hang out. Figure it out. Did you add time to it or?
I subtracted time.
Okay. I guess we'll find out.
We should be able to see in a sec.
Yeah, it definitely made things worse. Well, we'll see. Actually, 3. Yeah, it made things definitely way worse.
Probably it's like 2 seconds off.
2 seconds off. Let me get it. Okay, you commentate. I will fix this.
Alright, so you have Alolan Marowak versus Altaria in the lead. And he swaps, ScandalousPanda swaps to that Altaria, because like we've mentioned, it is a good safe swap here. It looks like he's opting to let the Sky Attack go through though, which is kind of an interesting choice. And now we finally get to see that Ice Shard Lapras come out, which is going to be able to farm down this Altaria.
Yeah, man, I ruined things, but yeah, this is.
But it'll be interesting to see because Ice Shard is resisted by Alolan Marowak and by Bastiodon. So it's really relying on Surf there.
Interesting coming out with Alolan Marowak.
I think he's just trying to burn the shield. And so here he's either trying to bait his shield or just get that spammier Bone Club out.
No shield, which is huge.
Yeah, because he definitely was trying to get that shield there.
I think Alolan Marowak can. It doesn't matter. I think he can survive a Surf that range, but he's just gonna Bone Club, or maybe try to. No.
I mean, at this point though, while Susan Boyle, the ball's kind of in his court because he has 2 shields left. So if he wants his Lapras, he can totally save it here.
Oh!
Did he just blind switch?
Into a Bastiodon?
Man, he just blind swapped, I think. Because why else would he bring Altaria against the Bastiodon?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. This Bastiodon still has like an uphill. Does it? Actually, no.
It is at a shield disadvantage. That's the biggest thing.
But this Bastiodon able to land 2 charge moves before this.
Lucario? Well, it's going to be close.
Well, is he going to try to come in Surf? And then if he hits the Surf or sack the Lapras? No.
So he brings in the Lucario. He's going to be forced to shield that Flamethrower. And then at this point, it's just going to be kind of a race of can the Lucario do enough damage with counter, or it looks like so the Bastion does get the flamethrower. So this is gonna be.
It's gonna KO.
Yeah, and how much health is left on the? Oh, it doesn't KO. But he swaps. Kills the Lapras with just a Hex, and then he has a Bone Club in the back.
Jesus. Man, I think he should have sacked the Lapras.
Yeah, I think he was trying to save the Surf for the right time.
But why not sack the Lapras, shield the next charge move, and then feint down the Bastiodon, and then Shadow Ball them?
Yeah, that might have worked. But wow, that came down into the wire.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Let me just. Nope. Oh yeah, switch to the bracket.
All right.
Wow. Okay. Bring in ScandalousPanda.
You're going to try to adjust the lighting on your camera utensils?
Sure. Do I sit here?
Yeah. Congratulations. Okay.
Feels good to get on the board.
Wow. Okay. So, tell us about your team.
So I love Alola Marowak in this cup. I think it beats so many meta Pokemon and can at least put dents into everything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my plan was to rely on that in a lot of scenarios. And then Bronzong just has great neutral coverage, and it also scares people from using just anything at will, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And certainly Blazikens, which is another huge thing. So that, and then Ball is just so good.
Yeah, for sure.
As you saw, Bastiodon actually came in clutch in that game too.
Yeah, yeah. What was you going through your mind when he blind swapped into the alternative?
I was like, oh, this was a mistake. I don't know what he has in the back, but it's got to be better than alternative.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so that's just, for me, that's just an example of pressure getting to somebody. You want to get your switch in quickly, but you sometimes you got to be careful.
Yeah, absolutely. And then how many things are so squishy and things are weak to like really heavy hitters, right? It kind of forces you to swap really quickly, and obviously you want to preserve the Lapras, but blind switching into
is pretty ballsy, but and unfortunately it did not pay off.
Yeah, but you pulled it off. You had a great team composition, and you did really well. How you feeling about Nightmare?
I feel good. I'm excited. I'm excited to play some Nightmare, which is something that probably nobody else in the world is saying right now. But I've prepped enough for it and I think that in a short format where you're only playing 3 rounds and you're not doing it 5 times in a month, it's gonna be fun to have an interesting mix-up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then you're gonna be climbing up the leaderboard. The leaderboard hasn't been quite updated yet, but you're gonna pick up another 7 points. It's gonna definitely move you into the top 4 and within striking range of the top 3. And if you do really well, or let's say it is updated, I can't tell.
Well, they'd updated one win. I saw that. Didn't seem like it was fully updated.
But yeah, whenever it gets updated, you should be moving up in the points, and I like how each different player has won a cup. So let's see if you can break the streak and win 2 in a row.
I'm gonna need it to get up there. So
All right,
hopefully I can.
All right, best of luck.
Thank you.